Hello, I am Wander001 and this is my review of the Turtle Beach Ear Force Z300. It is a wireless headset from Turtle Beach, which has several different features that made it desirable for me. I'll walk you through the headset itself as well as the features. First, I'm going to show you what comes in the box with the headset, because that is somewhat important. You have a 3.5 to 2.5 millimeter jack so that you can hardline the headset into a cell phone or MP3 player if you still have one of those. You could also wirelessly connect via Bluetooth, but again, that's a feature for later. You get a USB to mini USB cable, which will allow you to charge the headset and also use the headset wired instead of wirelessly if you so choose. I did forget to mention that the USB is 3.5 feet long, while the 3.5 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter cable was 4 feet long. It's a little short. In my opinion, I would like a little more cable and wrap it up if I have to, just because how tall you are depends, and also where you keep your cell phone might also vary person to person. In the box you also get the Turtle Beach Transceiver. This is how you are going to wirelessly connect to your PC. It's about the size of a standard USB stick and has a button right there for pairing as well as the light turns on. If you've seen my review of the Afterglow headset, I will link to it somewhere there on the bottom. You'll know that the dongle that came with that one, while it was compatible with more devices, the Turtle Beach Z300 here is only compatible with PC, the dongle was very, very big, and it was kind of a bone of contention for me. Small little stick like this doesn't bother me at all. The last thing you get in the box is the detachable Turtle Beach microphone with pop filter. The microphone is very flexible, which probably can't come in because it's not focusing, keeps refocusing on the headset, which is nice, but there you can see just how flexible the headset is. You will also, like I said, it is detachable. It is a 3.5 millimeter jack there with a hexagon key at the bottom, and I'll show you why that's important later. Moving on to the headset. The headset itself is made entirely of plastic, which can be a plus and a minus depending on how you look at it. The plastic helps the headset remain very lightweight and flexible. Actually, let me see if I can pan this out a little bit. So, very flexible. That's due in part to the plastic construction. You will also notice that the earphones twist so that you can lie the headset flat. Or if you have this around your neck, you can lie the headset against your collarbone chest area without having them in this position and being uncomfortable, which I don't have a lot of experience with many different headsets, but the headsets that I've used all sat like this and were kind of uncomfortable. So I found the fact that these could fold flat for storage and for when they're around my neck if I'm not using them. I thought that was kind of a nice little add-on feature. Coming up to the headband, you will notice that it is labeled with Turtle Beach there. It's going to say like a faux leather, and the underside is heavily padded with the red stitching, which is all around, so it's got a black and red motif to it, which I kind of like. Most places it is matted black, except for the logo areas here and here. They are, as you can see, very shiny plastic, which will collect fingerprints, but that's not a terrible thing. They do adjust to a certain extent. The cushioning itself is very comfortable on both the head as well as the ear cups. The ear cups are supposed to be memory foam. It was a little difficult finding exact information on Turtle Beach's website, so I had to dig around a little bit. As I said, you can see Turtle Beach branding kind of there too. The ear cups are noise dampening, I will say, not totally soundproof. They are made of this cloth material. And because of the way the headset is designed, there's no tension wire at the top, which was again, something I didn't care for in the Afterglow headset. They're comfortable to wear. I've worn them upwards of 4 hours. Now, your gaming marathons may vary, but while I was testing them out and using them, average is about 4 hours. I could also wear them with my glasses. So these were comfortable enough that I could wear my glasses and not have them bother me, which was very nice. Now, the one thing I don't particularly care for with the ear cup is the well for your ear is rather shallow. Get an idea of how much that is there. It's probably less than ½ an inch. So my ears do on occasion touch the back part here where the 50mm drivers are for the audio. If that's something that bothers you, you may want to just have that as a data point. So now we're going to work our way around the headset. We'll start with the right ear cup here. Again, the nice matted black plastic. The right ear cup has several different options on it. You have mute for the microphone, as well as Bluetooth on and off and Bluetooth pairing. And because the Z300 has separate audio controls for Bluetooth connected devices, as well as master audio control, on the right ear cup you have Bluetooth volume down, Bluetooth volume up. On the bottom of the ear cup, you have your light for charging indication, as well as the mini USB for charging, as well as if you wanted to use this headset as a wired headset. Coming over to the left ear cup, you have tone. Tone is the button that allows you to cycle through 4 preset equalizers. I found that really I only use 1 and 4 because 2 and 3 I couldn't tell the difference between in their audio. Back here you have dynamic range compression. What that is, it's supposed to be you turn on the dynamic range compression, you can hear softer sounds, footsteps, that hand grenade bouncing along the ground. The games that I play don't have anything like that, so the nearest that I could come to testing it was hanging out in TeamSpeak and have that one drunk guy come in yelling at the top of their lungs. In that case, I couldn't really tell a difference when I had the compression on or off. So for me, not really a feature to consider if this is something you're thinking about as a feature set. You have your power button, as well as your variable mic. Now, I don't have the mic in just yet, but I will be putting it in shortly. I wanted to leave it out only because if you have the mic in the up position, notice that without even having the microphone attached, you cannot get to the on-off button. You have to have it slightly forward, and if you have the mic attached, that forward position is going to be kind of like right off the side of your peripheral vision. Now, I'm going to take that out again to show you that hexagon shape that I was talking about before. The reason that this is important is because it's a 3.5mm jack, if it didn't have the hex shape and you just plugged it in, it would spin around in the socket. Because it has the hexagon design, it stays firmly locked into position. So we're just going to come back to the power button because this is something I wanted to mention. The overall construction of the headset has been very nice, even with the plastic design. I don't mind the plastic design. It helps to keep the weight of the headset down, in my opinion. But the power button, in my opinion, is not as... It doesn't feel like it's up to the standards of the rest of the headset in the quality of it. It feels a little loose, but that's just me. We'll put that back up there. Come down to the back of the ear cup, and you will notice the master volume. So this is for your game volume. So whatever you're connected to your PC, whatever you're playing. In my case, I've tested it, Diablo 3, EVE Online, Guild Wars 2. This was how I controlled the master volume coming from the game itself. This would also be for things like Skype, TeamSpeak. Moving along, you have the 2.5mm headphone jack to plug directly into your phone. Coming up to the front, you have the mic monitoring, so volume up and volume down. What this allows you to do is, if you're utilizing the microphone, you will be able to hear yourself in the headset in real time, so that you will know that you're not shouting, because even though they're not noise canceling headphones, they are definitely, they do muffle the sound quite a bit, which is good because you don't want to hear what's going on around your house. In my case, when I'm editing videos, much like I will edit this video, My wife will either be playing Guild Wars or watching TV, and I'll be sitting next to her. Have these on, won't be able to hear her. But if you don't have the mic monitor turned up, you might not hear how loud you are shouting. So having the mic monitoring up and hearing yourself feedback in real time is a bonus. Some of the other benefits of the headset itself are the fact that it does dual band wireless for clear connection. So if you are in a complex or condominium complex like I am, you don't have to worry about somebody's Wi-Fi or a microwave screwing up the audio sound. With that said about the Wi-Fi having dual bands, the range on the Z300s is not, I don't want to say it's not great, but it's not terrible. I live in roughly a 1,200 square foot condo, all one floor. There are times when walking from the front of my condo to the back of my condo, I'll have no drops in quality or sound or what have you. There are other times, whether there's electronics running, that sometimes I will get a drop in the audio. It's momentarily, maybe it's switching frequencies, whatever. I've gone downstairs right under where my Wi-Fi is and still been able to hear perfectly fine. Other times, I'll close a door, have things set just right, and audio will dip in and out. But the range is pretty good. I can walk the span of my house and not have any problems. I can have my computer in one area, my phone in another area, and still be streaming audio from both if I so chose. It also does have advertised long battery life of up to 15 hours. In my testing of the battery itself, I used the headset for roughly a month, charged it twice, and playing with all the features all the time, I got between 13 hours through 13 and a half hours of life out of these, which isn't bad. At those times, I did have both the Bluetooth on as well as connected to a computer. Now, for charging, I will show you what that looks like because there isn't really any indication except for an audio prompt that says battery low, and that's something I want to get into, but first I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're charging. When charging, you can see on the right ear cup at the bottom where the micro USB port is, a red light, as well as because it's charging via USB, you can also see that the power button is still indicating, so you can use the headset while they're charging via USB. Also, while charging, if you push and hold the power button to try and turn off the headset, you will get a audible voice telling you that the battery is charging. When the battery is done charging, the red light goes off. However, it still does indicate when you hold down the power button that the battery is charging. You get the audible vocalization that battery is still charging. So what I did forget to mention while showing you the charging was using the USB, I was able to charge the headset in 4 hours while actively using it. If you charge it directly to a power outlet, you'll save yourself about half an hour. Get it charged in 3.5 hours. Now, that audio indication that I was telling you about before with the battery low, that is one of the weak points that I find with this headset. There are audible prompts when using the headset. When you turn it on, when it connects to Bluetooth, when it pairs to Bluetooth, when you have low battery, when you press decompression, when you press the tone. And there is no changing the volume of that audio indication. If the volume on the headset's all the way up, that stays the same. If the volume's all the way down, it stays the same. If you're in the middle of gaming and the battery low pops on, it will startle you if you're not expecting it. The other thing is, when it turns on these audio cues, it turns off the audio to whatever you're doing, whether you're streaming music from your phone or, in the middle of a raid, the sound will go out and then you'll hear the audio of battery low or what have you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this up close to the camera and I'm going to power on the device so that you can hear powering on. It's going to say powering on. It's going to tell you the Bluetooth is being turned on. It's going to tell you that the Bluetooth is active. So just listen for that. Changing the sounds for game mode.
Game mode 1. Game mode 2. Game mode 3. Game mode 4.
So that is one of the downfalls to this particular headset, is those audible cues. Here you can see the power button is flashing, letting you know it is connected to a computer, as well as the Bluetooth is also flashing because it's connected to my cell phone at the moment. Now, with the Bluetooth, if you have the Bluetooth on and it does not pair to a device, it will turn itself off in about 2 minutes. Now, with the auto powering down, that's another small issue with this headset. If the audio is too low, or you have no audio at all, the headset will power itself down, and it will say powering down and turn itself off. I've had it where I was listening to a podcast and I guess I had the volume down too low and it thought that I wasn't actively using the headset and it turned itself off. Now, it's a minor inconvenience, but if you're in the middle of something fairly involved, you might not want to have to reach up and turn the headset back on. So just keep that in mind. So the next feature for the Z300, which is why you might be considering it, is the Dolby 7.1 surround sound. Now, when it first launched, this headset did not have the software out because it is software that you will have to download from Turtle Beach. It does not come in the box with the headset, at least not at the time that I purchased this. But you go to the Turtle Beach website, you download the software. I did not use the headset without downloading the software, so I can't do a comparison of how the audio sounded before I did the Dolby drivers and everything. I will say that I was a little disappointed with the controls, so to speak, for the Dolby. What I'll do is I will show you on the screen what that looks like, as well as I will use the mic to narrate, so you get an idea of how the mic sounds itself when you're talking to other people. Now, I've used the mic both in-game chat as well as via my cell phone, and this will just give you an idea of what that audio quality sounds like.
So here you can see the audio options, all the sound options that I have attached to this computer. You double click on the speaker for Turtle Beach with Dolby headset, double click, and I'll drag this up into the field. You can see there is a surround sound tab. You click on that, and these are the options that Turtle Beach gives you. It is Dolby on or off, and then music or movie mode. You do not have any other option. Like with a Logitech, I've seen some more options in their software, but this is just on-off, movie or music. It also is only available for Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. If you're running XP or Vista, you're out of luck. Likewise, if you're running a Mac of any kind, it is not supported. You'll only get a stereo surround sound, supposedly. This is also a mic test, so here you can see what the microphone on the Turtle Beach sounds like. I'm not shouting in any way, shape, or form. I am just talking at the normal tone when I do my videos.
Now, as you might have noticed, the audio coming from the microphone was kind of low. Part of that is due to the compression. I actually sent an email to Turtle Beach to find out what the issue was with the microphone, because I was not able to do a mic boost on it, and they kind of told me, hey, make sure it's facing this way, do this, do that, your mic might be broken, we can send you a new one if you like. It's not that it's broken, it's just it's not as powerful as the microphone that I have in my computer itself, but that's because it has the mic boost. Turtle Beach, at least the Z300, does not have a mic boost, so it's not terrible. If you can adjust for it, it's okay. Some people might say you're hard to hear if you have other headsets, people using other headsets that have better mics. If it's just you and a couple of people turning up the volume for your headset, won't be terrible. But if you're in a larger group, it might be difficult for other people to hear you. When using the microphone, if for whatever reason you have the mic muted, remember that you have the mic muted. I tend to forget that all the time, and I start freaking out thinking that the microphone's not working correctly, and it's just a matter of pushing the mic mute button to turn the headset back on. There have been times where I've had to repair the device with the computer, pull the transceiver out, put it back into the computer, power down the headset, power on the headset. I get two main things that cause me to have to do this. Sometimes one headset, either the left or the right, it varies, I've had both, the audio doesn't come through. Or I'll get a popping sound when I'm turning up and down the volume. Normally powering down the headset and powering it back up, or plugging in the transceiver and taking out the transceiver again fixes that problem. It's not a terrible thing and does not always happen. It's just on rare circumstances that's happened. And I know it's not the headset being broken because I have a Bluetooth paired to my phone and I'm listening to music at the same time that I'm playing games. So I can still hear the music, but I don't hear the audio from the game. Now, even with those few caveats of things that I did not particularly care for, I still like this headset a lot. It is kind of on the pricier side. It has come down since I purchased it. When I got it, it was around $175 is the cheapest that I could find it. Right now, it's about $145. There are other headsets out there that have thicker noise reducing foam, but it's not made of this cloth, so your ears will get hot and sweaty. With the cloth, you don't have that. It's lightweight. It has lots of features. For what you're paying for it, I would definitely check it out. If you have any questions or comments, or you thought I forgot to cover something, which is quite possible because there is a lot going on with this headset, leave me a question or comment in the area below. If you have a headset that you prefer with similar features to the Turtle Beach Ear Force Z300, let me know, because while I love these right now, maybe there's a better headset out there. I've been Wanderer001. Thanks for watching.